Hello and welcome back. I'm Odie, your operatic Italian tutor. Today we're going to be analysing my favourite piece of this entire collection that we've been analysing so far, and that is Vergin, tutto amor. It is a very, very, extremely sad piece. I've hinted to this piece being the saddest in the entire collection. I think I did so in the previous video as well. It's just sad. It's just sad. There's nothing else to say. There's no hope here. It's complete, it's bleak, it's sad, and it's beautiful. And this is, I think, one of those texts where if you don't understand, you literally, it just doesn't work. It's zero. And it's a pity because this is so expressive. And the music as well is very, very beautiful. Now, as you can tell, I really like the piece. So let's dive in and let's begin with reading about the context, because context is always important in no matter what you do in life, not just music. Remember that. Now, this is an 18th century devotional aria traditionally attributed to Francesco Durante, who, by the way, was a wonderful composer and teacher. And this piece is widely performed today as a standalone piece. The text is a direct plea to the Virgin Mary. The singer asks her to hear the sinner's voice, to be moved by his tears, and to let compassion open her heart. The tone is intimate and imploring, built on repeated invocations of mercy. So as you can tell, this is not fun. This is not Rugiadose, odorose. No, there's nothing happy here. It's bleak. It's very sad. Now, let's read the text in the original Italian. Vergin tutto amor. O madre di bontade, o madre pia, ascolta, dolce Maria, la voce del peccator. Il pianto suo ti muova. Giungano a te i suoi lamenti, suo duol, suoi tristi accenti, senti pietoso quel tuo cor. O madre di bontade, vergin tutto amor. Again, it's a text which, if you perform this well, you can definitely make people feel very deep and powerful emotions. Now, in order to better understand what is going on, let us read the English translation. Virgin all love. O Mother of goodness, O pious Mother, listen, sweet Mary, the voice of the sinner. His weeping, may it move you. May reach to you his laments, his sorrow, his sad utterances. Feel merciful that your heart. O Mother of goodness, Virgin all love. Now, you can understand why I keep on saying and insisting that this is a profoundly sad text. Let's read again and let's make a bit more sense. Okay. So, Vergin tutto amor. Virgin all love. Who is this virgin we're referring to? Here she is. Dolce Maria, Mary, the Mother of Christ, of God. O Mother of goodness. O pious Mother. Listen, sweet Mary, to the voice of the sinner. Whose voice is that? My voice. I am talking to you, Mary. Please, have mercy. And it could be, I think that something that's very beautiful here is that the singer doesn't state, "Oh, sweet Mary, listen to my sins, for I have," to my voice, for I have sinned. No, it is, listen to the voice of the sinner. So you essentially reduce yourself to a third person. You are so worthless. You're so sinful. You're so pathetic is the wrong word here, but you get what I mean. You've reduced yourself to nothingness because you feel so bad, and you're imploring and beseeching Mary. His weeping may it move you. So may his weeping move you. May his laments reach you. May, once again, it's not written here. May his sorrow and his sad utterances reach you. Feel merciful that heart of yours. What we mean here is you've heard my pleas, you've heard my suffering, you've heard my laments. Please, open your heart, be merciful. And then repetition. Oh, Mother of goodness, Virgin, all love. And something I don't think I stated earlier, Virgin, all love, the Virgin full of love. But you get what I mean. So you understand here that it's a very, very sad text. I've said this 40 times already, but I can't stress this enough. It has to sound painful. Also, from a musical point of view, the melody is very beautiful, and it's very painful as well, especially because you have a lot of semitones, and you also have an unexpected augmented second, which makes everything spicier. Now, augmented seconds, oftentimes people say that in Baroque music they are banned, they're forbidden. That's not the case. But it has a very specific effect, and you don't waste it. You don't waste that specific color on a normal melody. It has to sound spicy. Because think of it this way. What's going to be, what makes more of a difference? A little bit of spice in something that has no spice whatsoever, or a little bit of spice in something that is already full of spice? The first, of course, the former, because there's the contrast. If you're eating, pasta al pomodoro, normal tomato pasta, and you add a little bit of chili, you immediately taste it and it makes you think, oh, that's unusual, that's quite nice. But if you're eating curry and you add, and you have all your spices and it's a spicy curry, and you add a little bit more chili, you can't taste it because it's already supposed to be chili. No, chili. It's supposed to be spicy. It already has chili. So you need to use these very expressive intervals to your advantage, much like you have to do in the previous aria we analysed. I believe it was Ho cessato di piagarmi. Here you had semitones as well, and you also had a leaping, a descending, what was it? A minor sixth. So here you have the sad melody, which goes like this. Vergin, tutto amor, o madre di bontade, o madre pia, ascolta dolce Maria, and it goes on. But you need to make these intervals spicy, especially the augmented second. And I think, this is just my suggestion, I'm not here to teach you how to sing or, how, you should be expressive, but, being a musician, I have my ideas as well, and I have sung this. And I think here you can do something that's a little bit, some modern teachers and modern approaches would be against this, but you can make the spicy interval a little bit wider. Pia, make it even slightly wider, and so it stings. And it's no wonder that first you say, Vergin tutto amor, madre di bontade, madre pia, and you have this very sad and spicy interval. Note, yes, so note that the lyrics go, Vergin tutto amor, 1, o madre di bontade, 2, o madre pia, madre pia, 3, which is also very symbolic from a religious point of view. But yes, what I'm trying to tell you here is it needs to sound painful. Otherwise, it doesn't work. Now, let's have a look at vocabulary and grammar notes. Vergin, it doesn't take a genius to realize that this means virgin. Okay, and this is a poetic form of vergine. Bontade means goodness. Bontade is Old Italian for bontà, and you can understand why that little syllable there is also useful, because it gives you, why that de adds an extra syllable which is useful. Vergin tutto amor, o madre di bontà. You would have to prolong that a. So, Vergin tutto amor, o madre di bontà, o madre pia. It's better, bontade. It sounds better. Pia, pious or holy. Peccator, it's the truncated form of peccatore, which means sinner. Muova, may it move you, is the subjunctive of muovere. Lamenti, laments, cries. Duol, sorrow. It's a poetic form of dolore, and the verb in Italian, which is not used as much for to feel pain, to hurt, is dolere, and it's still the same in Spanish. In French, you have douleur. So this is a common root in the Romance languages. Accenti. Accento literally means accent or stress in a word, but it can also mean utterances, sounds we make, expressions as well. So when it says suo duol suoi tristi accenti, it doesn't mean his sad accent, but rather the sadness that comes that is evident in his speech and what he says, in his sighs perhaps as well. Pietoso, compassionate, merciful, that which has pity. Cor, if you haven't learned this by now, then you have been very naughty, because we've already said this 30 million times. Cor means heart. It's one of the poetic forms of cuore. Now, let us have a look at the pronunciation notes. There's not much to say here, but what we do have to say, we should. Vergin, vergin. J, a G, followed by a front vowel, gives us J, J. So it's vergin and not vergin. Vergin. Pia, pia. It's, in this case, not pia. You might remember the glides we were talking about in previous videos, but here it's not pia, it's pia, pia, pia. Pianto. Here, you do say pianto, and not pianto. But notice, let me, yes. So, pia, the accent falls, the stress is on I, pia. But in pianto, it's pianto, pianto. Otherwise, it would have been pianto, pianto, with no glide. Giungano, giungano. Much like in vergin, a G followed by a front vowel gives us J, J. Whereas a G followed by any other vowel that gives us a G. So giungano. It's not giungiano or giungano. Giungano. Accenti. Accenti. A C followed by a front vowel gives us ch. So accenti. And that is it for the pronunciation notes, and that is it for the entire piece. So let us go back and read the entire thing from the beginning with meaning and impeccable pronunciation. So here we are. Vergin, tutto amor. Oh, madre di bontade. Oh, madre pia, madre pia. Ascolta, dolce Maria, la voce del peccator. Il pianto suo ti muova. Giungano a te i suoi lamenti, suo duol, suoi tristi accenti. Senti pietoso quel tuo cor. Oh, madre di bontade, oh Vergin, tutto amor. Beautiful text. And if you're going to study this, study it with a lot of love. It's a very serious and worthwhile piece, I believe. Something I forgot to mention, by the way. Let's go back. Because, you know, if you're on this channel, you already know my backstory. But essentially, for anyone who might be new, I learned Italian at the beginning reading libretti, and I didn't speak any Italian at all. So at the very beginning, I kept on seeing things which made no sense because I didn't speak the language. For example, what's this? Or what is this? So, for example, yeah, exactly. Let me show you the difference. So, ascolta, senti. Ascolta e senti are imperative forms. So, listen, Mary. Feel your heart. Okay. And then you get muova, giungano. And I knew that, I very well knew that the verb, infinitive, is giungere and muovere. And the way you conjugate this is io muovo, tu muovi, lui muove. Ve. So, what is muova? Is this a mistake? Same for giungere. Io giungo, tu giungi, lui giunge. Why giunga? Giungano. Is this a mistake? Well, no, it isn't, because this is the subjunctive, and it has a different conjugation. So, why am I saying this? If you don't know what the difference between, if you don't speak the language, essentially, you're not aware of what is going on linguistically, you just can't make sense of anything. And you even believe that you're making mistakes or that you've spotted mistakes. So, and muovere, che il pianto suo ti muova means may it move you. It doesn't mean it moves you. It's a wish, a desire, something you would like to happen. Che ti muova. And in English, in French, this exists as well, and in Spanish as well. Romance languages in general. I don't speak Romanian, but I would assume it exists. The subjunctive exists as well. If you're Romanian, leave a comment down below and let me know. But in English, we do have this as well. It's the subjunctive, yes, but it only survives in very few instances. For example, the verb live. I live, you live, he lives. Yes, but why do we say long live the king? Well, it's because it's the subjunctive. Or, I demanded that he be here. But the verb to be is not I be, you be, he be. I am, you are, he is. But it's the subjunctive changes the form there. In any case, that's what I wanted to say about the subjunctive, which is more reason to learn the language you're speaking. Now, that said, this video is part of a 10-part series on the 10 most commonly sung pieces and arias of the repertoire. And I've based a booklet on it. It is what you're seeing on my screen now. If you're interested, check the link down below. You can get it for free. And it's a very good little booklet you can use to familiarize yourself with very common elements which appear very often in libretti, arias, and the like. However, that's not enough. If you want to sing with meaning and impeccable pronunciation, check my links down below. Check out my website and contact me as well. I offer one-to-one operatic Italian lessons for singers who want to sing with meaning and impeccable pronunciation and bear the responsibility of being a singer completely and do so knowing that what they're doing is important. If you don't understand what you're singing, it just doesn't work. So if you're interested, do contact me. We can have a look at what your needs, what your ambitions, what your desires, and what your current knowledge level of Italian is. We can create a custom-made program during our lessons in which we focus on your needs and your repertoire as well. So that is all for today. If you're interested, do get in touch. And until next time, have a wonderful day.